This is the Mack G Show.
Welcome to episode 21 of the Mack G Show. There is a significance to 21. We will get into that in the very beginning, but just wanted to give a tease for the rest of the stuff that we're going to talk about in the show. It's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of the other thing.
A little bit of the other thing as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Definitely
a little bit of the other thing.
Okay.
So we talk about the significance of 21 because there is a significance there.
Yes.
I think when you and I talk at the very beginning before we get onto the show, we're going to call that the catch-up.
Catch-up.
Not with a K, but with a C. So we're going to
Did you hear that? I'll tell you someday about the catch-up joke.
Okay.
It was on...
someday not on this show?
Not right now, but it's from Pulp Fiction. Everybody knows it. We've seen
Okay, except me.
Yeah, I'll tell you off the show.
So we're going to do the catch-up. Then we're also going to talk about some streaming shows. We've done that before, but there's some new shows. That was actually the suggestion of one of our followers.
New Gary.
Yeah.
New Gary.
So
He is a loyal follower.
Absolutely. Love him. And then if you stay to the end, we're also going to have we're calling it Don't Be an Uncool Dad list.
Right.
And I think it's pretty funny. And I have to admit, I've been guilty of a couple things on that list.
Same here.
Right?
Yep.
So before we start on the importance of 21, please, like and subscribe, follow us on social media, be vocal.
Comment.
Let us know what you want, what you think. I'm just telling you, do it, right? We know that there's people that are watching. We know that, you're starting to do more comments on there, but man, this is the Mack G Nation. We are nothing without you guys. So be a part of it, right? Be a part of the community.
You're something.
There you go. And in the show notes, we always have links and all that. So I'm going to talk about the significance of 21, and then we'll do the catch up.
You got it. Yep.
So you and I read an article, I don't know, maybe like a month or two ago that talked about kind of just the numbers game when it comes to people starting a podcast, right? So I'm going to try to remember the numbers if I can. But on any given day, there's like 2 million podcasts that are out there. And in this article, and I'll share it in the show notes, the punchline or the main header is you need to publish 21 episodes to be in the top 1% of podcasts. And then you say to yourself, what does that mean? So 2 million podcasts exist. 90% of all people that start persons that start a podcast quit after 3 episodes. So after 3 episodes, there's only I don't know. What's the math there? 200,000?
You want me to do math?
200,000. I think there's 200,000 left.
Right. Okay.
After 3.
I'll take your word.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Then the next important one is getting through I think at 20, another 90% of those people never make it to the 20 episodes. So if you make it to 21, that's 90% of 90%, you're the top 1%. So Ricky, congratulations.
1% is... What's up?
Woo! And
right.
Obviously we have to thank you guys for watching and keeping us going. So, but I think that's pretty big, right? We talked about that.
Cool, for sure.
And I think what's kind of funny is we're recording this a couple days late due to life. And I'm like, oh, here we are. We're not going to get to 21.
Right.
Was that the jinx?
No,
right?
We got it. We're here.
So we're recording today on a Saturday.
Wait,
and
who was the woman that
yeah.
So they had some award show for
Mel
podcast.
Robbins.
Yeah. So she came. Where was our invitation?
I don't know.
We didn't get invited to that. We're in the top 1% now.
Yeah, I think you need millions of followers.
It's like Mel Robbins, Joe Rogan, and then us. Right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I want to be there next year.
But again, I think there's, I think that's big, right? We've done this, and we hope we continue to do this. We hope we get to 100 and beyond. So I think that's pretty cool. So the catch up. Anything you want to share?
Actually, you know what? I'll save mine when we're going to do some dog updates. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do it there?
I'll wait. Yeah. This is just, it was a question I had for you that just something recently happened.
So I'll be real quick. I think last show I talked about I'm going to red light therapy, or I had gone to red light therapy for the very first time. So now I've done it for about a week and a half. And I'm telling you, maybe it's psychosomatic, but I think I got a better attitude. I'm telling you, I think it's made me feel a little bit better. So I'll
That's good.
continue to give updates, whatever, but I think it works.
We talked about the other day that if mentally, even if it doesn't
Placebo.
work for you, but if you think it works for you and it's better, it's worth it.
Then it still works.
Right.
But if you Google red light therapy, there's enough research where I don't.
No. Richie Ray said it worked.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
He's not there anymore.
You just have to. Actually, he had a friend who, like a woman, like somewhat doctor.
He's in that field. The medical field. I believe
it's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
All right.
I also want to. I'm going to start with a plug for when you and I first started doing this or thinking about doing this. We did a lot of research, and I think we knew what our vibe was going to be. Right. Two dads our age talking about what two dads our age talk about.
Good vibes.
Yeah. Kids, sports, health, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to find other podcasts for inspiration, and there's this podcast called Friends Talking Shop, and it's these three buddies around our age. I don't know the backstory of how they all met. It might have been through work, but you got three guys. They live in different parts of the country, and they get on their show, and each one comes to the table with an interesting topic or comment or something, and then they all comment on it, right?
Right.
Clearly, we do some of that, right? I mean, that's not completely our thing, but we do some of that. So I was listening the other day, and one of them brought up the topic of, and this is why I wanted to share this and get your opinion on this, but
Okay.
you know how they have these like full body scans?
Yes.
Like a couple $1,000, right?
Yep.
So they talked about the fact that there was a coworker, this woman who did it. It came back and said some malignant thing in her, I don't know, kidney or something. But they caught it obviously early.
Right.
And as a result, she was able to get it treated and, like huge catastrophe avoided.
Okay.
Right? Then one of the guys that is on the show did it, and he came back with there was some lesion on his brain. And it could be something, it could be nothing. Right. So they were just talking about that. So my question to you is, what do you think? Could you do it? Would you do it?
I'm not sure. I would probably say if I thought something was going wrong, I'd do it. If I felt healthy and fine, I might not.
Yeah, but that woman felt healthy and fine.
I know. Look at all I'm saying is they find stuff. You do.
Well, they're doing a scan of
it.
There's like a 2-hour
there's like
scan
a
of your body
here and a spot there. Then you might get nervous and you're looking at stuff, and I don't know. I mean,
I got to be
I would
honest
say
with you.
this: if they said here, it's covered by your insurance, everybody should do it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to, shut your lights off. I mean, cause like some sort of like radio, how like
Right.
X-rays
No,
give
it's
you
an
power.
MRI.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a 2-hour MRI.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, though. So let's say you spend $2,000 and they find nothing. That's the best $2,000 you ever spent. Like that's like a clean bill of health.
I don't know. I went to Disney. I spent it. I felt pretty good.
But if you spend the $2,000 and they find
Times
something,
20.
maybe that I don't know. I'm one to go to the doctor whenever you have to go to the doctor.
And I don't mean this. I love you like a brother, but you're a hypochondriac. You worry about a lot of things, Johnny.
No, I don't. But I think I just go to make sure that everything's fine. And if it's fine,
No, I know.
we're good. So I don't know. Bring it up. So shout out to Friends Talking Shop. We like a lot of their stuff. We've never spoken. Their format is one where the three get together. They don't have guests, but who knows? Maybe we can have one or more of them on, and they
Do
can
they use Riverside?
I probably
Something like that.
Yeah, they probably do, but I don't know. It would be interesting to have one or more of them on because they started their journey, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. So be interesting to see, the twists and turns that they've had or whatever. So shout out to those guys.
They're in the 1%.
They absolutely are. They absolutely are. So I think the last item in the catch up is you commented on the fact like dog updates. So
Right.
why don't you start with your dog updates?
So our pups are both like a year old. They're over
December,
a year old.
January, February, March, year and a quarter.
Yeah. So, I saw. So, I have 3 dogs, but the other ones are great. I have Chloe, who is 17.
They're all great.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
in their own ways.
Yeah.
But Chloe's 17. She's a little tank.
Was that
hanging
your
in
beep
there.
or my beep?
I'm on mute. It's gotta be you.
And now I can't access my phone.
Well, that's all right.
Can I mute it? You keep going.
Now Zeb's 4. He's a Pomsky. He's awesome. He's the best little dog. Great personality. No problems. And Zeus is the devil. So and we're waiting. I saw a little graphic the other day because he's a husky basically, and it had like puppy, and then it had like a T-Rex,
and that's what he is.
For like 2 years, and then you have your dog back. So we're in those T-Rex years. He eats. If you leave a hat out, he'll eat my hat. You leave your shoes out.
Yeah, so you've shared all the stuff he's eaten, but I think lately now he's eating your actual house?
Yeah, well,
like the outside of your house?
I will say this. He's not eating furniture anymore. He's not eating woodwork anymore.
But he's eating the outside of your house?
Yeah, he ate the dry vent off, like it was plastic dry vent off the house the other day.
That's fine.
But what I wanted to say, we're talking about the ketchup. So we walk our dogs. We live in a neighborhood where a lot of people walk their dogs. There's no leash law in our town, I don't think. So people can walk their dogs without leashes.
There's no leash law in our town.
I think, right? I'm not sure. But
no idea.
So a lot of people use leash, some don't. When we walk our dogs and they go to the bathroom, we have bags that we carry and we pick it up. We do it all the time.
As you should.
Right. Even if it's in like a wooded area that's someone's property, we pick it up, we take it back, we throw it out.
Yep.
So we have our neighbors
don't do that.
Some of them just let their dogs roam around. We were walking in the house today, and there was like a big, humongous dump
right there
in the middle of our.
But you don't know which one it is.
We don't know what it is because some of the people let their dogs roam around. But my daughter is trying out for lacrosse this year. It's like we have like a lacrosse, setup right there, and the dog shit right in the middle with a setup. It's like.
There's no real way to figure it out.
Things like, all right, so if you're letting your dog roam around, I guess I don't know, but
there's no way you can control that.
But people walk with their dogs. If you see your dog walking and they, go to the bathroom, you should pick it up, right?
Ricky, you should absolutely pick up the stuff.
Right. So my wife is at a point now. She's like, should we put a little sign up that says, "Please pick up after your dog," like by the mailbox? Because somebody actually left the poop bag next to.
Yeah, you know what? That might be the way to do it.
And they never picked it back up.
I was thinking there was one of two ways, right? You put it on your property, or you get like a little piece of mailer and you put it in everyone's mailbox near you, going, "Hey, just so you know, we've got dogs pooping on our lawn. If your dog's out, just make sure." I don't know.
I mean, we do it. It's a courtesy.
You know what? The sign on the thing is better because if you do it in the mailbox, then
no, we don't want to be the mailbox people. Just please pick up after.
I would agree.
Come on.
I would agree. I would agree. One last comment I'll have about my dog, Nala, same age as Zeus, is she has this habit of going into the woods and pulling things out that I've never seen before. Like a kid's ball from like the 1970s, 3 owners before we had this house. She finds it in the woods. She brings it out in the backyard, and then she disassembles it, with her mouth. So I came up with, I think it's kind of creative. Her new nickname is the archaeologist.
No, there you
because
go.
I'm telling you, she unearths these things. I have no idea what they are.
She's gonna find the crime scene one day. She's gonna come out with like a humorous.
When she brings a bone, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble.
Okay, that was good catch up.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the new Gary, who's been a loyal follower for us,
contributor.
Absolutely. He said, "Hey, listen, it's been a little while since you guys talked about streaming shows. There's definitely new ones since the last time you guys talked."
And he really values our opinion.
He does.
Because some of us more, are...
Is this your dig on me that I don't watch it?
No, I think it's me, and I'm not saying it in a good way. Some of us, like me, spend late hours watching a lot of crap. I
think we all watch it. So
I shouldn't say crap, but whatever.
No, you know what? I think, you and I were debating this, not debating it, but we were talking before. What's more important, telling someone a great show or telling someone a show that sucks to save them from wasting their time? And I think both are important.
No, of course, yeah.
Right? I think both are important. So we're going to go over, I think, 5 shows, right?
Ish.
Yeah. I think you've seen all of them. I've seen most of them. No, I've seen most of them, right? I saw most of them.
I think I've seen all of them, yeah.
Okay. First one, we're going to talk about Running Point with Kate Hudson. Brenda Song from Sweet Life.
Sweet Life, yeah.
And Chet Hanks, who, man, must be a love child of whoever Tom Hanks is married to, because he doesn't look anything like Tom Hanks.
He belongs in that family.
Not at all. Like he looks thick.
He's like an angry Hanks.
He's got
all tattoos.
He's all inked up,
prison tattoos,
and that's real. That's not just for the show.
Is that real?
I don't know. I think it might be.
He's a good character, but he definitely doesn't look like he belongs.
Not at all.
Because his son was in Dexter, Colin, and he looks just like his dad.
He looks like his dad.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I also want to comment on, and I really like the show. He doesn't look anything like an NBA basketball player either.
He's short. He's not that tall.
No, but he's just not. It's not the body type that you would find in NBA basketball. But I will tell you now, I love it. I think it's Ted Lasso for basketball. I realize it's very, light. I think occasionally
There's some
right, the drug use. I mean, but just like Ted Lasso, right? Like you never felt too heavy with it.
It's good natured. I like it. It was something I watched with my wife.
And you can blast through it.
We both liked it. We both, a show is good when the episode's over and you want to watch the next one.
Like let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's one of those shows. I think it's cool.
I thought it's good, and it got renewed. Did you know that?
I think so.
My wife told me the other day because we were that. And by the way, I think you and I say this too. Great show to watch with your wife.
Right. Do you know that? And I'm not sure how true this is, but is it like loosely based after the bus woman who owns the Lakers? I think it might be. I mean, I read on it a little bit, and I think that's what they said.
I have no idea.
She might be a contributor, to the show.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about? Like she owns the Lakers.
Yeah, but I don't. But was it the same scenario where her dad was the owner and he was like a dirtbag?
And now, I don't know about a dirtbag.
Well,
but
they make the dad seem like he was a sexist.
She's a female owner in a male business that
Got it. So I liked it. I think you liked it. We're gonna do the star system.
Yeah.
4.5 stars.
Yeah, I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. Right? I mean, it was pretty good.
Yep. This next one's all you, my man, because I have not seen it.
Well, so this is Paradise, and it's on Hulu. So I'll say this: it's tough to talk about because
spoilers all over the place.
I don't want to spoil everything, and the end of the first episode has it reveals something that you don't know in the show.
And the two main people are who?
So Sterling Brown, who was in, I think it was at This Is Us.
Yeah,
I think he's a good actor. He's really good. He's he's really good in this too. Like emotional. James Marsden, who's in everything. You know what I mean? He was. He was in the original X-Men. He's in everything. He's the president.
He had a cameo. He was in Modern Family. Remember, he was homeless, so he was living in who's Mitch and Cam's.
Mitch and Cam's.
Like the little girl had
in the house.
In the house.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
So
he's the president. But
you said best show you've seen all year.
I would say it's probably the best show. That's another show I actually watched with my wife. It is not available to binge, so it was in every week.
But now
it sucked.
No, but now you
if
you do it now,
it's over. But what I'm saying is, my wife was bummed every time
because you had to wait.
Because she's like, you have to wait. She gets mad at me when I introduce shows like that because she
wants to binge.
She wants to binge them.
But she's just like you.
Yeah. Well, I can wait, but
no. You remember you're on record already of saying that you'd rather.
I would rather binge, and I'm just saying if I could recommend a show,
that's the one.
Highly.
How many stars?
I'd give it 5. I hate giving like 5 out of 5, but it's that good. I'd recommend it.
Okay. Next one I have seen.
Right.
White Lotus.
But it's not finished yet.
No.
So
White Lotus season 3.
Right. Oh, you bumped up the stars, you mother effer.
No, I'll tell you why though. Here's the
it's a full star.
No, hold on. Here's the dilemma, right? When we, the Mack G, comment on something, a lot of times you and I are in agreement.
Right.
Now, I would say you and I are in agreement in terms of we don't love it, but you love it less than me. 2.5 stars, you said.
No, let me finish. But listen.
No. By the way, not 3 stars, because you're a 2.5. I'm a 3.5 right now.
Okay.
So it's an average of a 3.
All right, but I love the show in general. I love season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I like the whole White Lotus. I think it's super boring right now.
Okay.
But it's not over. So it's hard it's hard to give a complete evaluation.
I'm with you. And you talked about one of the, there's typically 3 or 4 storylines. Right. So if you never watch White Lotus, right? The premise is they're at a resort called the White Lotus, which is for the most part, what is it?
It seems like it's really wealthy people.
No, but they actually do film at Ritz-Carltons.
Okay.
So there's Ritz-Carltons all over the place, right? The first one was in Hawaii. The next one was in Italy. This one is in Thailand.
I think it's Thailand.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you've got this gorgeous resort, uber wealthy resort. And it always starts with
a tragedy.
Someone died, but you don't know who it is.
And how it happened.
Right. And then you go back and then they play this out. And so the whole time you're thinking, I wonder is that the person who's dead? And is that the person who's dead? So I would agree, really slow. I felt like they sped up a little bit last show. They sped up a little bit.
Sometimes HBO shows are
That's
slow.
what they do?
They're slow a little bit. Then they pick up. I mean, I'm sure it'll pick up. But like we were talking about, Walton Goggins is in it. He's in everything. He was in the Fallout, which he was awesome in.
Great. Is there another season of that? I think
Fallout.
Yes.
I hope so. Because I really like that too.
Yeah.
But he's in it. He's a
miserable
storyline he's
got a
miserable
lot
in the
better
show.
when they finally explained it.
Right.
No
So his
spoiler.
storyline picked up, but like
Yeah.
Michelle Moynihan and Carrie Coon and that other woman, there's like they got nothing. They're not adding anything to that show. At
You're
all.
right.
And it's like
You're-
why are they even here?
You're right. So the one comment I'll make about Walton Goggins' woman in it, those
With the
are
teeth?
that's her real teeth.
Real teeth.
Now maybe we're like callous because whatever. But if you're a star, wouldn't you fix that?
Maybe it's her like trademark. I read an article yesterday about
That's
her.
her
and
trademark?
It was like, God bless her. She didn't change anything, and
Yeah,
and
well,
she
good.
wears it. And,
Good for her. Good for her. But I mean, it's almost
she's attractive. You know.
yeah.
she's-
But it's the you can't when you look you can't. It's like
is she
what's-
British?
She she is on the show. I think she is.
Usually British have.
They stick with right. They can have bad teeth. That's like a Family Guy thing, right? Like they always do that. They always
I think it's kind
do
of
that. But
And I mean, in this country, we get braces.
yeah, it's just
You know?
I can't.
But
so,
she's
fun facts. You tell both fun facts.
well, the fun fact I know because we've watched Survivor was so the creator of this series, his name is Mike White.
Yep.
He was on Survivor and nobody knew it was him. Like you don't really tell anybody what you do when you're on Survivor. You sometimes
Oh, he was actually like a producer or a writer.
no he was I mean he's done a lot of
Oh,
things.
so
in
he
his
was on a
career.
recent thing of Survivor.
He was on maybe a couple of years ago. He
Okay.
was on Survivor as a contestant. Didn't tell them what he did.
Okay, because he was famous by that point.
Of course, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And you know
Okay.
something like but you don't recognize him when you see him because he's behind the scenes.
Yeah,
don't
you would
need to
never know.
He's
Yep.
been in other things, but anyway, you're in tribes on Survivor, right? So like they break you up. Every tribe member that he has been in White Lotus.
I think that's incredible.
He's cast them in like the seasons.
Do they have an article where they show you the picture, like the faces?
Some of them,
Because
yeah, I
you-
read-
you would
yeah.
know. I would know who they are because I don't watch Survivor. What, like, do you watch it and you're like, oh, I think I've seen that person before
We're
on
in and out
Survivor?
of Survivor. It's been on for like I feel like 20 something years.
It's been on forever.
Yeah, so I did see that though. I did.
It
see
started
that
in the
episode.
90s because I was working at Cognos and I was only there in the 90s, so it's been on for a long time.
It's been on a long time. So what's the other fact? You gave it?
Second fun fact was, so my wife is deathly afraid of snakes. There was an episode where they went to like a snake farm and Walton Goggins is around snakes on the show. His girlfriend on the show gets bit by a snake. In real life, he got bit by a snake.
Yeah, he was hospitalized for getting bitten.
I'm
by a
telling you,
snake.
there were some nasty looking snakes that were
Yeah.
there. Okay, next one.
He didn't even care though because he was all drugged out. He took some. I forgot what he took.
No spoiler.
No, I know, but he was like picking stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he had him in his hands.
yeah.
and it looked real.
I don't think my wife could watch any of it. She was like this the whole time. All right, 0 Day, never saw it.
So 0 days on.
Oh
Net-
no! Oh yeah. So we average 3. You're 2.5. I'm 3.5. But you reserve the right to go up or down depending upon how it ends.
White Lotus.
Got
we're
right.
talking about. Yeah,
Right,
because it's hard to give a complete
Right until
review.
full body of work.
It's not
full
over
body
yet.
of work.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
So I did see all of 0 Day, and it was on Netflix, and you can stream it. It's like an EMP shuts down the country for a minute. So like everything stops. So if you're in a hospital and you're on a ventilator,
Just the U.S., not another country.
I think it was the United States.
Okay.
I don't think it was the world. It was like a terrorist attack on our country.
And so
Right?
it's everyone figuring out what happened, and then the
They wanna
fallout
know.
of all that. Like you said, if you're on life support, you're dead.
Yeah, people died. There were car accidents, everything. Just like the
Wow.
lights, everything didn't work. Like trains, big catastrophe.
It's over now. You can binge watch
You
it.
can binge it, but so
Yeah.
now we don't know if it's going to happen again in the series. So they hire. No, I wouldn't say they hire. Robert De Niro's character is a former president that stepped down, and they pull him in to form a task force
Because
to
maybe
find
he
out-
knows.
because they consider him like an honest person that's always going to tell the truth, almost to a fault.
Because they don't trust the current
They
president.
don't trust anybody. They don't trust inside our government, outside
Okay.
the government, outside the country. So it was pretty good. It was a good watch. It was a good show. I liked it. I liked the way it ended. I'd recommend it.
But you still think the other one was your best? Remember the other one? The one
Paradise?
Paradise.
I mean, if I had to pick one, the best.
Well, I think you.
would say
So
Paradise.
I got no vote in this game.
Paradise is.
You said 4.5 stars for that one.
I did. Paradise is going to continue.
Okay.
That
I know it
show-
is kind of crazy
Hopefully.
if you have a show there where they did an EMP and you're like, all right, season 2, another EMP.
Yeah, no,
But it's a little bit.
That's like a standalone.
Right.
It was just like a movie, cut down.
What is
into-
it, like 10 of them? How
I
many?
think I want to say maybe eight.
Like an
eight-ish.
hour-ish?
Yeah, it's hours.
Okay.
It
Okay.
goes, but it's a good show. I would recommend it. I thought it was good.
So you are our streaming and movie guru. There are a bunch that are right there in front of us on the horizon. Looking ahead, what are some of the ones that you're going to be psyched to
So
watch?
a couple that I'm looking forward to. So definitely, Mobland.
Paramount Plus.
It's Paramount Plus. It's
Yep.
it's Guy Ritchie, who I love Guy Ritchie, right? So he's like
Lock,
Snatch,
Stock, and Smoking Barrels or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, The Gentleman. He did
Yep.
a ton of stuff. That's another good show that's coming back too, by the way.
Yep.
But so it's like a British mob family,
And the people ahead of it are Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren.
Mirren. And Tom Hardy's like a big, who's a great actor. He's in
Yeah.
it. So looking forward to
When
that.
does that start? Do you know?
I think the end of the month.
Okay.
So the end of March.
Got it.
Poker Face, which we both liked.
And I feel like that was like 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I watched that last year, but I think it was out for
Yeah,
a while
it had been.
before
It had
I heard
been.
of it. But she's good, that Natasha Lyonne. She's
yeah,
good.
so the concept in that show is, for whatever reason, she can tell when someone's lying.
Right. And she worked for a big casino in Vegas.
Right, to figure out.
And something happened and she
Yep.
had to go on the run. So she's on the run. She's on the
I
road.
have to, you know what? I have to watch that again to figure out what
Do you know
was
they
going
actually kind of compare that to like Columbo? Like her character is like
Well, she
almost
acts
she acts like him.
Yeah, yeah.
In it, and it's like it's 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and like there's a different crime to solve in each episode, but it strings along. Someone's following her and trying to get her.
Right.
Like her boss from Vegas.
It's a little bit like
was it Adrian Brody? Was he the boss? I forget. It was someone famous.
It's in the
no,
casino.
you know who it was? It might have been that other guy.
But he looks like him. He
No.
looks like him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Remember Sons of Anarchy?
I do,
The head guy.
but I'm not remembering.
He was in
it right now.
Hellboy. I think it was him.
I'm not remembering.
I can't think of his name.
All right.
Anyway, so another one, The Studio's coming up. It's Seth Rogen.
Okay.
It's a comedy. Yeah, it's a comedy. He's like a producer.
Do you like Seth Rogen?
I do.
You do?
I like a lot of his stuff.
Okay.
I mean, he's funny. He's
Yeah,
know,
no, I
like he
think
like
I
Jonah
like him.
Hill. Like all that stuff.
Yep.
That's all funny. Like you didn't like that stuff.
No, what I always think is funny is like this. So Jonah Hill loses all that weight. Is he not funny anymore? You know, like when
he's
when
still
someone's
funny.
shtick is like what they look like and then they change. Like,
Did you
not-
like Superbad? Superbad might be one of my top 10
I
comedies
like it.
of all time.
Not as crazy as you, but I do like it.
It's awesome.
But like, here's another one. Not that I ever liked like Carrot Top, but like if people liked Carrot Top,
They got
that would-
jacked up?
Yeah, like it's like weird, right?
yeah.
And then Joe Piscopo did that too, right? Didn't Joe Piscopo?
Yeah,
do
he
that?
did that too. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird when you think of him one way and then the other one was, remember Beverly Hills Cop. Remember the guy that was in the thing like what's the potting?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He got really buff.
What the hell was his name?
I have no idea.
That was Serge.
Yeah, Serge.
His name was Bronson Pinchot, I think.
Very good.
Right?
That is really good.
They had they had a remake of that, and it was out last year.
Was it good?
They were all in it. The guy just died too. One of the Taggart, the guy who was
Yeah,
Taggart, he just passed away.
Banana in the tailpipe.
Well, he was one. Yeah, it was Taggart.
Yeah, and the other guy.
Judge Reinhold. Maybe.
Right, yep.
So they had that was actually
The
good.
dad in the Santa Claus, or the new dad in the Santa Claus.
Who's that?
Judge Reinhold was in the
Oh, is
Santa
it?
Claus. Yeah, he played. So they remember what's the main character in Santa Claus? The guy that was in
Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Allen gets divorced.
Right.
Judge Reinhold.
He's the new dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wears the weird sweater.
So just back to this couple more.
Yep.
The Last of Us is coming back.
Yep.
Season 2. Pedro Pascal's
Oh wait.
in it.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, no, I know. I know you'd like it. That's why I'm telling you. It's coming out
So
soon.
it ends there like all the way in the other end of the country.
They
and
finally make it to their destination.
Oh, I gotta watch that again.
This season now is like a 5-year.
Is
jump.
it was there a video game for what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not exactly
Okay.
sure, but I think so. But it's 5-year jump, and they're back in it, and it's
And
worse.
then last but not least, you hit me with this. I had no idea.
Yeah, I read this yesterday that Ted Lasso is coming back for a season 4, and I think that he's going to be in it.
But
I
not a lot.
don't think he's like in the series. I think he's going to be in it. Introduce,
Well,
like
you said like women's soccer team. That's what they said right when it ended. They said, "Oh,
Right.
they think they're going to keep it going." So
I think all
was
the
that it?
characters are going to be back. I don't.
But was that idea always? Was that always the plan? That's what because that was the.
I feel like that's
that
what
was
they
the
were saying.
rumor right when it ended.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's because I think they were going to do something without him.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the way they could have
and
done it.
what was that on Apple TV Plus?
That was Apple. Yeah.
Got it.
And that's
Got it.
so I'm looking forward to kind of all those shows will be cool to watch. I'm looking forward to them.
That is really cool. All right. Well, thank you. You're the.
Thank you.
What are we calling you? The
Asshole.
streaming guru. Every time I said that, you said that, and I'm not.
that's
Okay. So we promised you at the end of the show, we have something called the Uncool Dad list. Right.
Okay.
So this is I think the irony in some of these things is like dads think they're being cool, Right.
You get a comment for the first,
They think you're being cool, and you're it's like nothing. You're not being
Right.
cool, right?
Right.
So we'll rattle them off. Here's a great example. Although I guess you're not, you don't think you're cool, but for the love of God, please don't own your own bowling ball.
and ball bag. Like if you have your ball bag and you carry it out with your ball.
I guess that's how you would do it. Like, because think about it, you're not getting out of your car and then like, you know, like.
Oh, you gotta have a ball bag.
Right, you gotta have a ball bag.
I mean, who doesn't? But I'm just saying, you're right. So if you own your own ball and ball bag,
right,
you know, maybe you're not so cool.
Should you have 2 ball bags?
Well, maybe you gotta have a backup.
I bet people that are really into bowling have like 2 different surfaces so that, because I was listening to sports radio the other day, and this was the inspiration for it. They were talking about some goofy stuff. They had a guy that was all defensive that called up about bowling. He's like, I've been doing it for the last 30 years. He goes, well, first of all, it's definitely a sport. And I'm not, well, what's golf?
Listen, if they have curling in the Olympics and they call that a sport, you can call bowling a sport.
Right. Darts is billiards a sport. You don't have to be strong, but you've got to have hand-eye coordination to do all these things.
Sport?
Right. So the guy was just saying
they
that.
don't have cheerleading in the Olympics, and you ask my daughter if it's a sport. I mean, it's gymnastics, it's tumbling,
it's score.
There's a lot.
I feel like it's competitive dance is what that is.
They had break dance, and that girl did really well, huh?
From Australia. All right, here's another one. Please, for the love of God, if you're trying to be cool, do not tuck your T-shirt into your sweatpants.
No, and don't have your sweatpants up to your nipples.
Which actually,
you don't want to have high.
Those
you don't want high pants.
So I would say those could be mutually exclusive. But if you're both of those, then you're way out of whack. All right.
Who wants for high pants?
I mean, I think over the years you've seen people like that. Maybe when you get into like your
I'm
80s,
sure I never had
80s and 90s.
I had to roll mine up on the bottom.
Yeah. So that you don't want to do that. Clip your phone to your belt. You don't want to do that. Now, here's one where I think I do this sometimes, and I got to stop this. And interestingly enough, my youngest son does this in pictures. It's giving your thumbs up in every photo.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's probably a no-no? That's not right?
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't see
You're
do
okay
it.
with that?
I mean, if you do it every time, you're
not every time, but sometimes I'll do it, and I don't think that's cool. How about you rattle off some of them?
I mean, if you wear like a Bluetooth earpiece,
that's more douchey, though, right? Is that what you were saying?
That's kind of douchey, but I mean, it's not cool.
Now,
anywhere.
A bigger category is people
like if you're talking aloud among people, and like that's douchey. Number one,
absolutely,
that's not cool.
Like I feel so bad. I go off in a corner. I'm like, take
your stuff, take it over there, go talk to someone over there.
Right,
nobody wants to hear.
But like you're in the line at the supermarket, and you're like, we're gonna sell 30 of those shares. It's just wacky.
No, go over there.
Yeah, this one is one that you and I agree. We have 2 different versions of it.
Right. You can do yours. I'll do mine.
So you go to a restaurant, and it's better if like you're with your family, because they're the ones who witness this, right? You love your meal, you finish the whole plate, the waiter comes over.
And what do you say?
So what I say is I go, I didn't like that at all. Yeah. And you say...
And I say, I couldn't finish mine. There's like nothing left on the plate. My family looks at me like...
Right. So let me ask you this. So do you think you'll stop doing that?
No. I like to annoy my family.
So
it's
every
my
now
job.
and again, it's okay to be uncool, I guess is what we're saying.
Like I said, my job, my family knows me, and I think my kids actually do the same thing because of me. Like, I like to instigate and aggravate. Like, that's what I do. I got it from, like, my father does it. My uncle did it.
Yep.
Anthony, that I work with, he's the biggest ball breaker right now.
Yeah, so you got to do that.
I have good teachers. I just annoy people.
That is great. And then last on the list, and this is kind of funny because my kids always make fun of me. So you go to a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
And you feel compelled. You may only know like 4 words in Spanish, but you feel compelled to say them. Yeah. And you try to say them with like flair, right?
Yeah.
So I think I do a pretty good job when I go, gracias. Yeah. But my kids always make fun of the way I say
because you know
gracias.
what they're doing? They're turning around going, oh, great.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to hear you.
No, but shouldn't they be? I feel like they should appreciate that I'm trying to speak their language.
What do you do when you go to a Chinese food restaurant?
I don't know how to speak Chinese at all.
But I mean, like...
Oh, I'll go ni hao.
Yeah.
I'll do that every now and again.
See, so this is what we're saying. Like, what you're doing right now is you're like, I think that's cool. But your kids are like, that's not cool.
I know.
And the people there are like, you're butchering it. Like, shut up.
Okay, but how about this? Una más cerveza, por favor. I think that's fine.
Yep,
is there anything wrong with that?
Nope, it's fine.
I got you.
But I saw a guy on Instagram And he was like, you can say this in Spanish and sound like you just learned it on Duolingo, but try this, and it sounds more like authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah,
You do Duolingo, right?
I do. But
Do you do it daily?
I do. Yeah, I have a streak. You want to know what my streak is?
What?
I think it's like. Wait, hold on.
Wait, shouldn't I be able to ask you how to say something in Spanish then?
No, don't test me. I can read it. I can read it and I can speak it.
Can I? Okay, I'm going to test you a little bit.
No, I don't want to be tested.
No, because I think this is fair.
No, I don't.
I'm not going to ask you something that's tricky. Do you know how to say in Spanish?
795 days.
When is dinner?
No, I don't know. Cuando?
Wait, 700 days. And you don't know how to say when is dinner.
I could say when is lunch. I can say when is lunch.
Hold on. I didn't say like, what's wrong with my transmission on my car? Like I told you when is dinner. Cuando, how do you say dinner?
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking it up. Hold on.
You know why, Ricky?
We don't do dinner. I do lunch.
Ricky,
yes,
dinner's less than 7:01.
Wait, hold on.
Ricky, you're not doing a good plug for Duolingo.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Do you know how to say when is breakfast?
Nope. I can't say anything. Leave me alone. I'm not talking to you anymore.
I feel like if you go to Mexico, that's something that you would want to say.
When I'm in my environment and I'm not being tested, I'm quiet. I could do a lot.
All right. Okay. So we'll continue to get updates from Duolingo.
I know cuando.
Cuando. That's a song, right?
Yeah, when we be mine.
All right. So I think that does it. That was rapid fire. Covered a lot, right?
Yeah.
We mentioned last show that our next guest, so this was a show without a guest. That's why he was not on. But our next guest is one of the founding members of Godsmack. So stay tuned next week because next week will be a guest show and that individual will be on the show. Correct?
Yes.
What are you looking at? Oh, did you say you had something?
No, I just looked up Cena. I don't know. I still don't know dinner in Spanish. It's killing me.
That means you'll never be able to have dinner when you're in Mexico.
Nope.
So stay tuned. Next show will be a guest show.
Lee's a great guy.
Really good dude. Yep. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting to know him. So that'll be great. We want to thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Quick remember, like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you don't know how to get there, check the show notes. And Ricky,
we'll see you.